What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Amplify. And today we are going to talk about something that every woman wants to know, and that is how to get a man to get attached to you, specifically how to activate the hormones that make a man fall in love. And I'm going to be sharing the secrets to creating magnetic attraction and deep connection with a man based on the actual hormones that drive desire, attachment, and love. We're going to be looking way beyond the fluff today. And this episode and just all of what I'm about to talk about, it's not about playing games or following outdated rules. It's about understanding the real biological, emotional, and energetic drivers that make a man fall deeply in love. I'll also be sharing with you some specific things that you can do with your communication, your energy, your presence, and your actions to activate a man so that he feels attached to you and wants to pursue you. And here is the kicker. This is not about doing more or trying to force something to happen. In fact, it's about doing less. It's about unlocking your feminine power and allowing him to step up and pursue you in a way that feels effortless but deeply magnetic. It's about understanding masculine and feminine energy and being intentional with how you show up. Specifically, in today's episode, we're going to talk about what key hormones drive male attraction, bonding, and commitment. We're going to talk about how to activate these hormones naturally through your feminine energy and presence. We're going to talk about common mistakes like overgiving and overdoing and how these common mistakes shut down these bonding mechanisms. And we're going to go through practical real life examples of how to flip the dynamic in your favor. So whether you're dating, in a relationship, or wanting to reignite chemistry with your partner, you're going to want to listen to this episode closely. So let's dive into the art of activating those attraction hormones. So let's break this down, because when you understand the biology, you can work with it, not against it. And as I've said before, and as I say all the time, men and women, we are fundamentally different in so many ways, mentally, physically, biologically, energetically, emotionally, like you name it. We are very different, and our differences are beautiful and make us so special. But one of the mistakes that so many women make is they think that men think like women. They think that men operate like women, right? And so a lot of women think that, oh, well, the things that are going to make me feel good and the ways that I show love and care, like I just do that. Right? Wrong. Okay. So we're going to get into the 4 key hormones you need to understand when it comes to male attraction and bonding. Number 1, testosterone. This is the masculine hormone, the one responsible for his drive, his ambition, and his desire. When a man is around a woman who radiates feminine energy, softness, playfulness, receptivity, being tuned into her emotions, it boosts his testosterone and triggers his instinct to pursue, impress, and claim. So the key takeaway here is stop doing all the work. Allow the man the space to feel like the masculine counterpart, and his testosterone will naturally activate. So be in your feminine energy, radiate that magnetic feminine energy. The second hormone is dopamine. Dopamine is the pleasure hormone. It's what creates excitement, novelty, and the thrill of the pursuit. The dopamine is the feel-good hormone. And here's where so many women sabotage themselves. When you're always available, when you're predictable, when you're overdoing in the relationship, you kill the dopamine hit. Right? There's an excitement to like newness, to unpredictability, to them needing to like go out and hunt and get the reward, like that kind of stuff. And so the takeaway here for you is build anticipation, allow space for mystery, for surprise, for emotional gaps so that he experiences the rush of the pursuit. Don't always be available. Don't always text back immediately, all that kind of stuff. Right? Allow him some mystery, some space, allow him the room to pursue. Be a little unpredictable sometimes. Number 3 is oxytocin. And for early stage dating, oxytocin is not going to be as important. So you've probably heard of oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone that is released through touch, intimacy, emotional closeness. Oxytocin for women is one of our big bonding hormones. For women, oxytocin flows easily. We get it from talking with our friends, from hugging, from cuddling, from sharing, all that kind of stuff. For men, it's a little bit different. Men need trust and respect to truly bond. So the takeaway here for you with regard to oxytocin is don't chase after him trying to force closeness. Create emotional safety, let him invest, and let the connection grow naturally. And now the fourth, and this is the overlooked key. This is the one that you probably haven't heard of. And this is the one that's really, really important. And it is vasopressin. So this is the big one that people most of the time forget or overlook or never heard of, as I said. And this is the male bonding hormone. Vasopressin is the male bonding hormone. So this hormone is tied to territoriality, loyalty, protectiveness, and long-term commitment in men. While oxytocin bonds women emotionally, vasopressin is what bonds men to their mate and makes them want to protect, commit, and stay close. Research shows that when a man feels like he's had to invest emotionally, energetically, or materially with you in a relationship, vasopressin levels rise, increasing his sense of loyalty and attachment. So literally, the more that a man invests in you, and that's not just financially, but emotionally, energetically, materially, like with his resources, all that kind of stuff, the more he invests in you, the more his vasopressin rises. And that increases his sense of loyalty, his sense of protectiveness, his sense of attachment, all of that. So the takeaway here for you is if you overgive, if you overdo, if you try and lead, try and control, if you're always initiating, planning, if you're like, nope, I got it, I can take care of it, don't worry about it. If you're never asking for help or support or receiving his help and support, you're robbing him of the chance to bond with you. He needs to feel that he is investing in you to activate vasopressin. So let me say that again. It's not about proving your worth or doing more for him. It's about letting him work for you so that his own bonding chemistry kicks in. So how do we activate these bonding hormones? Let's get into some practical steps to activate these hormones and create a magnetic, lasting connection. So step one, embody feminine receptivity. So masculine energy thrives when it has space to pursue, to provide, and to protect. So when you are constantly leading, fixing, controlling, you shut that energy off for him. Right? So again, because I know many of you are women who are high achievers, right? You are go-getters, powerhouse women. You've likely been stuck in your masculine energy a lot, right? But you're successful. Like you're a badass woman. It's easy for you to initiate, to plan, to like take care of yourself, all of that. But when you do that, you're going to kill that polarity and literally like shut off the hormones for him that will make him more attached to you. So what to do instead? Be open to receiving. Express your appreciation. Let him take the lead most of the time. This will boost his testosterone and his vasopressin levels because he feels like the man in the dynamic. For example, if he offers to help you with something or he suggests a plan, don't shut it down or micromanage it. Let him feel that win. Trust that he can help. Trust that he can take care of it and that he can do a good job of it. Right? Like anytime I'm with my man, I ask him, and this is silly, but it's a little thing. Anytime I'm with my man, I ask him to open my sparkling water for me. Can I open it myself? Yes. Do I open it myself when he's not around? Absolutely. Have I broken a nail before opening a sparkling water thing? Yeah, I have. So anytime I'm with him, I ask him to open my sparkling water. He knows I can do it on my own. Of course he does. But I would much rather have his help and support. It's a little thing, right? Step two, create emotional tension. So remember dopamine, right? Our feel good, like fun, excited hormone. This is the thrill of the pursuit. So if you're too predictable or overly available, dopamine drops and he stops feeling the excitement. He stops feeling like he needs to pursue you, to win you, to earn you, all of that kind of stuff. This doesn't mean that you're like cold or anything like that, or you ignore his calls and stuff like that. But if you're in the middle of something, you don't need to be like interrupting your own plans to pick up the phone and be like, oh, hey, baby, what's up? Right? Like finish what you're doing, call him back at a reasonable time. So if you're too predictable, like I said, overly available, that dopamine's going to drop. It's going to hormonally, it gets a little boring for him. So the way we shift that is by creating a little mystery, Don't rush to fill every silence. Allow some time to go between communicating with him so that he has space to think about you, to miss you, and to desire you, right? You don't have to tell him every single thing that you're doing in the day and that you did and all this kind of stuff and give him the play-by-play of text all day long. No, let him think about you. Let him do his thing, right? For example, if he doesn't text you right away, you don't need to instantly follow up or overanalyze. Trust the emotional space. And plus, one of the ways to I know so many women, especially if you have an anxious attachment style, this is a really hard one, but make sure you have such a full life and you have plenty going on so that you're not sitting there be like, it's been 20 minutes. It's been an hour. It's been right. Do your stuff. I don't know, brush your hair, take your dog for a walk, pick some flowers. I don't know, do something so that you're not obsessing over how long it's been. Okay. Make sure your life is full and rich so that him not calling you for a whole hour or texting you or whatever it is isn't catastrophic to you. Okay. Step 3, let him invest and work for you. Right. And this is how you activate vasopressin. Men bond through investment, time, energy, resources, emotional effort. So if you constantly make things easy, he doesn't get that hormonal reward of working for you, earning it, right? This is the go out and hunt hormone. And not that you're an animal that he's hunting, but we're talking about the really primal hormonal biological stuff here. So just be here with me for it. So vasopressin is, if you hear some women saying you need to stress him out, this is what we're talking about. And it's not stressing him out by being toxic, chaotic, reactive, anything like that. It's about creating some challenge for him, right? Creating some things that he needs to do in order to earn your love, not respect, but to earn your love, your affection, and your energy and your time and all of that, right? So something that I like to do in the early stages of dating, and if my man's listening to this, he will be like, oh my gosh, she did make me do this. In the early stages of dating, within the first month, maybe within a couple dates, I will ask a man to run a quick errand for me on the way to pick me up. So he's maybe coming to pick me up for something like that. And I'll be like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm out of milk or something. Or I totally I don't drink coffee, but you could be like, I ran out of coffee. Could you pick me up a latte on your way here? I would appreciate it so much. Something small, something easy, right? You're giving him a task that he can accomplish, right? So he gets, and that sort of thing, oh, she's just assigned me a goal, a task, and I'm going to get the reward of her appreciation, her gratitude, her energy, her affection, whatever, right? So he's that is a simple way to activate his vasopressin, right? Hey, baby, and actually this is on my list for my man. I have a broken window and I need his help to fix it. Hey, will you send me the number for or what I need to do or who I should call, or will you help me fix this window, please? It'll help me make me feel safer because this window is broken right now and I would really love it to be fixed. Allow him the opportunity to solve problems for you, to help you, to plan things, to provide, even if you can do it yourself. Even if you can do it yourself, I'm sure you are a very capable woman. You can do many things yourself. That doesn't mean you have to. That doesn't mean you want to. That doesn't mean you should. If you've got a big, strong man in your life, an amazing man in your life who wants to do nice things for you, let him. Plus, it activates the important hormones that you need to activate for him to bond to you. And so when you make things easy all the time, he doesn't get that hormonal reward of working for you. Men are hunters, right? They like to go out and hunt and get the prize and have that right? That primal energy boost. So instead, receive graciously when he gives to you. As I already said, allow him to solve problems and do things for you, to help you, to support you. Don't overextend yourself trying to earn his love. The more you do, the less he's going to like you a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time. Because doing, when you do from a feminine place, amazing. But when you are doing in the way that most women do, I'm going to cook him dinner. I'm going to do this. He wants me to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to plan. No, it kills the polarity. So if you're always planning dates, if you're always paying for things, what are you doing, first of all? Or if you're always carrying the emotional weight, then you're robbing him of the experience that creates commitment hormones, right? So flip the script and allow him the opportunity of earning you. Because even if men say like, oh, I don't want to be stressed out. I want it to be easy. I want it to be blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Hormonally, they want to earn you. Because if it's easy, if your access is easy to them, then that signals also, oh, then this must be easy for everybody. How valuable is this woman's affection, right? Okay. Avoiding overgiving. This is a trap that many, many women fall into. And let's be real, many women fall into this trap of overgiving and overdoing because we've been taught that love is something we need to earn. And this especially applies to you if you're a woman who has been stuck in her masculine energy or who's been in unhealthy or toxic relationships, or a woman who didn't have the best role models when it comes to love, which is probably many of us, right? Like, I'm sure any of those things that I said, you're like, check at least one, maybe all of them. So many women chase, try to prove themselves, and try to do more, thinking that this will make the man love them. If I'm just going to prove to him by doing. But in reality, it does the opposite, because overgiving, overdoing shuts down vasopressin because he doesn't feel needed. Because you're acting and another way to say this is because you're acting in a masculine way by doing. He doesn't want to date a man. He wants to date a woman, most likely, right? This kills dopamine also because there's no thrill or no tension. And it also blocks testosterone because he's not in his masculine role, because you're stepping into it. And so here's the truth. Your value is not in how much you do. It's in who you are, how you radiate, how you allow yourself to be seen, appreciated, and loved without over efforting. This doesn't mean you don't do anything. This doesn't mean you don't put in effort, but you don't overdo it. So when you lean back, when you allow yourself to receive, when you become magnetic instead of over functioning, that's when his bonding chemistry naturally activates. So, darling, here's what I want you to take away from today's episode. If you want to activate the hormones that make a man fall in love and get attached, it's not about doing more. It's about understanding how his biology works and aligning your energy with it. Be feminine, be receptive, be radiant. Allow space for pursuit and mystery. Have a full life, right? Don't just be sitting around waiting for him to call. Let him invest emotionally and energetically. When you do this, you trigger his testosterone, his dopamine, his oxytocin, and his vasopressin, the true glue of long-term commitment. And so remember also that you are already worthy. You don't need to perform to receive love. You don't need to prove yourself or chase love. When you step into your feminine power, you become naturally magnetic. And so thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you learned something from this episode. I find this stuff so fascinating. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a girlfriend, slide into my DMs and let me know what you thought. Ask any questions. Let me know your favorite takeaway. And if you're looking for support on dating, on embodying your magnetic feminine energy, let me know, because I would be happy to chat with you and see if it might be a fit to work together. So until next time, stay radiant, magnetic, and remember that love flows to you, not through over effort and overdoing. You are the magnet. Just stay and be in that magnetic feminine energy. It will shift so much for you. See you on the next one.